direct points only. Okay. So what is network, networking, all kind of. So this is the basic requirements to form a network. Like I have a network means I have a device. I want to connect a device to a network. Okay. So here again, I have a device means a computer. Okay. Now I want to connect this computer to a network. So this device required a NIC. Okay. Required a NIC connect the network. Okay. So if it is a computer, then of course we have a LAN card kind of stuff. Wire connection by default. Okay. Laptop. You can connect with a wire and wireless. Now I am not connecting with a wire. So I am connecting with a wireless. So the wireless adapter is there now in built inside my laptop. The wireless adapter is also called a NIC. You have a mobile phone. You have a mobile phone. The mobile phone you are connecting through Wi-Fi, right? So that inside your mobile phone there is a in mobile phone there is a small chip means there is an NIC. Wi-Fi NIC is there. Okay, you are connecting your mobile phone to the network through wireless, right? It means your mobile phone having a NIC. So what is NIC? Network interface card. Network interface card used to connect to the network. Okay, use it to connect it to the so first NIC is required. Either it is wired or wireless. Think about it as a wired. You need a cable, connect it. Need a cable, connect it. If it is a wireless, of course, we don't require a cable there. It is a NIC is a wireless type of NIC, like a Wi-Fi adapter. So we don't require a cable there. So there is a built-in antenna or external antenna to connect your wireless network. Right? You have a Wi-Fi router. You can able to connect it to your Wi-Fi router through this wirelessly. That's how it is. Okay, so that is NIC. So first of all, what is an NIC? See this? Here is a computer, a server, research. So they want to get connected. So we need an NIC, network interface card. Okay. Without NIC, we can't able to get connected. Either it is a wired or wireless kinds. This is a wired type, LAN card type of NIC. This type of NICs, we are calling it as a Ethernet. We are calling it as a Ethernet. See, this is a simple NIC or a LAN cards. This is also called as LAN card, Ethernet card, kind of stuff. This the simple NICs. These NICs will insert into a computer. So I will show you LAN card in a motherboard. So this is a motherboard. On motherboard, these are the bars are there. Can you see these bars? Called a PCI slots. PCI. You have to insert these LAN cards into this PCI like this. Or like this. See this? You have to insert like this, and we can able to get connected with a wire. So this is a socket is there, that is a RJ45 socket or LAN port or Ethernet port, RJ45 port. Okay, so Ethernet port. So what did you do? You'll connect a cable to it. That's enough. right? So later on days, okay, later on days, we are getting this RJ45 port on motherboard directly. Like you can take directly RJ45 ports are on motherboard. We can able to see directly. It is integrated into your motherboard, so then directly you can able to connect with the cable. Of course, it is also there for your laptop also. Its recent laptops I have seen that is also having a this LAN ports. That is also having this LAN port. If in case, if you are missing these LAN ports, you can get a USB type of this LAN connectivity for laptops. Means one side USB go to your USB port, another side this LAN port kind of stuff is coming, so you can connect like this. This is go to your laptop USB, and this is a LAN card, so then we can connect with the wire also. Just in case your LAN port is damaged, or maybe it is not available for your PC, then you can able to that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is about Ethernet. So not NIC, just guys, only Ethernet wise I'm talking. So these Ethernets are called as LAN cards, Ethernet cards, LAN cards. RJ45 port is there now, that is the one. It's a three different levels are there. Depends upon the speeds, means depends upon the Ethernet, the speed is there, not depends upon the speed. Okay, it is there. You have a Ethernet. The Ethernet is starting one is Ethernet. Ethernet, the data transmission speed is 10 Mbps. Ethernet data transmission speed is 10 Mbps. Okay. Next one is fast Ethernet. What is fast Ethernet? That is another type of Ethernet. That is also Ethernet card. Like you can see, like a fast Ethernet or Ethernet or Gigabit Ethernet. The difference is both are look like a same. All three are look like a same. No difference in it. Same RJ45 connectivity. Only difference is data transmission speed. The fast Ethernet data transmission speed is 10 MB, 100 Mbps. Ethernet 10, fast Ethernet 100, and Gigabit Ethernet is 1000 Mbps or 1 Gbps. Okay. So guys, when you write, capital M means mega, small b represent bit per second. Okay, bit per second. Bit means 0 or 1. So if you write capital B, it is a byte. It means 8 bits. BYTE, bytes, like this. This is the thing. Small b, bit. Small b, bit. It's a 0 or 1. Means in a binary, we are writing everything in a binary manner, right? So it's in a binary. You can see that in a binary, it's only 0 or 1 is there. Either 0 or 1, it's a single bit. Byte, BYTE, not BITE, BYTE represented in capital B. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. 8 bits means 80101 kind of combination. 8 means 8 zeros or some 0101 kind of stuff. 8 things or all are ones, like completely it is there. Okay, the one single byte. Size, it is a representing size. Kilobyte means 1024. Kilo means 1024. How we got it? Means 2 to the power of 10 is a 1 kilo. it is 1024. Mega means 1024K. Giga means 1024M. Okay. Of course, some people know, some people may not know. Okay. That's why I had given a table because of some batch. Which batch it is? Exactly my fourth batch, Noida batch. Someone is asking. Very good. Okay. So Ethernet or a LAN card. Okay. So these type of NICs, Ethernet type of NICs having these things. So you can go to my control panel. Network and sharing center. Change adapter settings. Okay. This is my Ethernet. This is my Ethernet wired connection, which is disconnected. That's a red cross mark. It is a fast Ethernet. It is a fast Ethernet. Means data transmission speed is 100 Mbps only. This is Wi-Fi, wireless Ethernet. Wireless NIC. The wireless adapter. This is a wired Ethernet adapter. It is the fast Ethernet I have. Okay. Now, okay, guys, understand Ethernet, fast Ethernet, and Gigabit Ethernet. I said NIC, Network Interface Card. Either it is wired type of thing, means it is a Ethernet type of NIC, or it is a wireless NIC. Whatever the NICs, guys, every NIC, on this NIC, there is a MAC address. On every NIC, including a virtual NIC, okay, having a MAC address. Okay, MAC address. So what is a MAC? Media access control. What is MAC? Media access control. Every NIC, so I said it is Ethernet cards because it's a old one, very old one. So you have to change it to NIC. Every NIC has a MAC address on it. MAC means media access control. MAC address is also called as a physical address or a hardware address. Yeah, yesterday I told what is a MAC address and IP address. Not yesterday, means first day of class only. But I'm telling again. So MAC address is also called as physical address or a hardware address. This MAC address is 48-bit in number. It is a 48-bit in binary. Binary digit 48-bit. But original it is we are writing. Actually, we are seeing at a MAC address. It is in the hexadecimal format. 12 hexadecimals are there. In any MAC address, a MAC address contains 12 hexadecimals. If you convert into binary, that is 48-bit number. Okay, so actually this MAC address is 12 hexadecimal number it is. So that is an example. And who is giving this MAC address? The manufacturer of NIC. The manufacturer of NIC is giving this MAC address. For example, this is my Ethernet. It is a NIC. It is manufactured by D-Link. You can see this picture contains a D-Link's logo, right? This NIC is manufactured by D-Link. D-Link company will give a MAC address on this chip. It is a permanent number. We cannot change the MAC addresses. It is a physical address, hardware address. We cannot change the MAC address. In the world, in the entire world, the MAC address is only one MAC address. MAC addresses are not repeated and it is not logical. MAC address is purely based on the manufacturer of NIC. Sorry, so it is actually given by manufacturer of NIC. So out of 12 hexadecimal, first 6 hexadecimals are by manufacturer ID, next 6 hexadecimals are a series code. So whatever it is, guys, MAC address, media access control, also called as a physical address, and it is a hardware address. Manufacturer of that NIC, whether it is wired NIC or wireless NIC, it is manufacturer of that NIC assign this MAC address, giving this address by manufacturer when they manufacture this NIC. We cannot change the MAC address. We can change the IP address. IP address can be changeable, but MAC address cannot be changeable. IP address can be changeable. Depends upon your network changes, IP address changes. Okay. Yeah, I will show you that one also. It is. Yeah, this is my IP address today. Because I connected to different network, different IP address. The last class I didn't remember, but I connected to a network. I got different IP address 192.168.29.118 something. I got it. Okay, but this is I'm getting this IP address today. Okay, yesterday IP address is different. Today IP address is different. This is my physical address. This is my physical address. Means that is my MAC address. You go to ipconfig all, you can find your MAC address and whether whatever the network you are connected, whatever the router you are connected, whatever the network you are connected, where are you connected. MAC address is cannot be changeable. MAC address is belongs to your NIC, and IP address is depends upon your network. It will be freshly assigned, or it is assigned to your adapter as per your network from your DHCP. Another command to know your MAC address is called get MAC. Get MAC without spaces. Get MAC to get your MAC addresses. But it is showing lot of addresses here, physical addresses, and it is not showing what is the device name. No problem, guys. Of course, I can understand little bit because I have seen already. If you have only one adapter, we can easily understand. You have a multiple adapters, multiple virtual adapters. It is a little confusing. Of course, if you know the hardware name, then we can recognize. Whatever it is, we cannot able to change the MAC address. We can change IP address. We cannot change the MAC address. We change the network, IP address may changes, but MAC address cannot be changes. Okay, we are not going to communicate with the MAC address. Like you want to send a packet, the destination. You don't tell like send to this MAC address. You are not telling. You are giving a IP address only. All communications by IP address only. Remember, IP address is a logical address. MAC address is a physical address. All communications by IP address only, not with a MAC address. You don't send a packet to a MAC address. But while communicating from source to destination, the packet contains the MAC addresses and they will verify the MAC addresses at destination also. They map IP to MAC addresses in ARP table also, but still we don't communicate to anyone by giving direct address of MAC address here. Okay, so you don't get it, no problem. So again we'll come back, guys. MAC address is media access control. It is a physical address. It's a 48-bit in binary and actually represented in a 12 hexadecimal. There is a 12 hexadecimal numbers are there. MAC address is a hardware address which is given by manufacturer of NIC. That NIC, it is a wired NIC or wireless NIC. You have a Wi-Fi network or wired network. Which way you are connected, including your mobile phone, your Wi-Fi adapter having a MAC address. You can get it also. You can just, if you know how to check it, you can get it. Like go to settings, networks, go to Wi-Fi, and you can there settings button is there. If you click it, then you can see your IP address. If you scroll down and see, there is a MAC address also. Okay, so every NIC having a MAC address. Media access control, it is also called as physical address. We cannot change this MAC address. We can do MAC spoofing. Spoofing means duplicating MAC address to either to attack array to prevent from the attack, or to attack someone array to prevent you from the attacking the same private network in the same LAN network. Okay, so of course MAC works in the LAN only. If you know my MAC address, you can't do anything with that MAC address. You cannot send any packet to me with that MAC address. Okay, so but internally that is a different positions are there. So MAC binding is possible. What is a MAC binding? Guys, you have a Wi-Fi network and there is a password for your Wi-Fi. So when you want to connect it to your Wi-Fi router, you need a password, right? You have a Wi-Fi router and there is a password. You have a Wi-Fi router and there is a password in it. What you do, so you know the password, you can connect it. If you don't know the password, you cannot connect it, right? For example, your password is got leaked. People knows what is your Wi-Fi router password. Okay, so I recently I seen one movie, means again watched again in a quote soon, like people are become more selfish. Okay, why? Because of people are putting a password to their Wi-Fi's, unable to share their Wi-Fi password to people. Okay, that much of selfish people are there in the world. Okay, so if in case your Wi-Fi password is compromised, people will connect it. So what I will do it, those are my devices, like my laptop, my mobile phone, my desktop, or like that. Those devices are my devices. I will add those MAC addresses. I will add those MAC addresses to the device. I will add those MAC addresses to my Wi-Fi router. So if anybody is trying to connect to my Wi-Fi router with the username and password, and the Wi-Fi router checks the MAC address. If MAC address is listed, it allowed. MAC address is not listed, then not allowed. For example, I have a mobile. I am trying to get connected to my Wi-Fi, my office Wi-Fi. My mobile MAC address is not there. Okay, not in the list. So even I given a correct password, I can't able to get connected. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to say. MAC binding is possible. So we can use MAC address in the MAC binding in the Wi-Fi network in the security purpose. So guys, this is about your NIC. NIC network interface card. Connect any device to the network. Either it is a printer or a laptop or a desktop or a mobile phone. Okay, to connect to the network, it should contain a NIC. Okay, NIC can be wired or wireless, and there is an NIC called Ethernet. So these Ethernets are either we can insert into your computer or a server or a built-in on motherboard, or say 45 LAN port connection with LAN port connection is also there. So these are the Ethernets, are different Ethernets are there. Ethernet, fast Ethernet, Gigabit Ethernet. Difference is Ethernet is 10 Mbps, fast Ethernet is 100 Mbps, Gigabit Ethernet is 1000 Mbps or 1 Gbps. Okay, so either it is a wired or wireless type of NIC it is. Each and every NIC has a MAC address, also called as physical address or a hardware address. It is a MAC address having 48-bit, a binary represented in 12 hexadecimal. It is a permanent address which is given by manufacturer of NIC. We cannot change the MAC address. We can change IP address, but we cannot change the MAC address. So we are not able to communicate with the MAC address because of IP address is logical address, all communications by IP address only, but we are not using MAC address to communicate to anyone directly. Okay, MAC spoofing is possible. MAC works in LAN communication only. MAC is limitation is LAN. Outside of LAN, your MAC address never be sent outside of your LAN network. So forget about that point, but you cannot communicate with MAC address. MAC binding, MAC spoofing is possible. Okay. This is how to check the MAC address. Already I told one is the command is get MAC command or a ipconfig space/all command to get the MAC address. So when you see a MAC address, it shows physical address kind of stuff. Next one is, of course, you can go to the regular IP address checking, like go to ncpa.cpl. Okay, ncpa.cpl directly opens network connections. It directly opens the network connections. So I want to find the MAC address of this adapter. See it is, go to double click on it, details. This is my MAC address. Of course, I have an IP address and all. Remember guys, IP address can be changeable based on the network. You have to change the IP address, but whatever the network connectivity, whether it is your home network, office network or outside network, your adapter MAC addresses cannot be changed. Of course, you can do MAC spoofing. So this is the way to check the MAC address. So you have Ethernet. This is a Ethernet kind of stuff, LED status. Both are dark means there is two LEDs. Both are dark means it is down. Okay. If it is activity LED that is showing a blinking yellow, and another one is dark. One showing a blinking yellow, another one is dark means it's a 10 Mbps connectivity. If it is blinking yellow with a steady green 100 Mbps and steady amber it is 1000 Mbps. So blinking green means it is high speed like a 10 Gbps kind of stuff. Mostly it is blinking yellow is a activity LED. Blinking yellow is always better. One single shot remembering. I explained this one, and also guys, better to know difference between binary and decimal, binary, hexa, octal numbering system also. I explained about bit and byte. So this is about your NIC, MAC address, Ethernet. Guys, understand up to here?
Yes, sir.
So next what we will, yeah, tell me.
Can you explain about Ethernet again?
Yeah. We have a different type of NICs are there. Different type of NIC. NIC means whatever it is to make to connect it to a network. Okay. So different type of NICs are there. One type is Ethernet type. Generally, we are using these Ethernets to connect our computers, our laptops, our servers to the network using RJ45 port and a cable connector. Like this. This is a good picture. It is. This is the cable we are connected like this. Okay. So this type of NIC we call it as a Ethernet. In olden days, maybe still people are asking this question: what is the difference between Ethernet and Internet? Ethernet is an NIC which we are using to connect our desktop or laptop to the network, to a switch or to a router using a wire. Using a wire. The port is RJ45 port we are using to connect. Okay. So these Ethernets are different Ethernets are there. Olden days we have Ethernet only. So that is a 10 Mbps speed. Later 100 Mbps speed Ethernet came, that is called a fast Ethernet. Then Gigabit Ethernet is also came and it is a 1 Gbps or a 1000 Mbps speed. Okay. So that's it. This Ethernet also we call it as a LAN card. Ethernet port we call it as a LAN port. RJ45 ports. Because two things I told, that's why it is confusion will be there. That's a good thing. Okay, understood?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Guys, one more topic. It is about the cables. Once I completed the cables, we'll take a 5 minutes of break. Then we will discuss about topologies. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss the devices because there's a four devices are there, minimum 4 devices we have to discuss and other things also there. Okay, so then I'm telling with this continuation only. First of all, I will tell about cables. Okay, different type of cables we are using in network communication. Of course, nowadays we are using wireless, but olden days we are using wire, and still we are using wires also. Okay, so of course there is a few things are there: wireless internet, satellite network, Li-Fi through light waves, means through laser kind of lights. So some light beams we can able to transmit the data. Okay, through power lines means you can directly take a wire and put it into your power socket, so you will get internet also. All these are in the magazines, articles, newspapers only, and it is whether implemented, no implemented, no, I don't know. So almost like a 10, 5, not a 5, it is more than 5 years. 8 years, 9 years back, this Li-Fi technology is came. 8 years, 9 years back, this power line connections are came. But in really, I don't know how many people really estimate. But still, there's a few things we are using, and upcoming is also there. So that is we will better to know. Okay, simple. Coaxial cable, guys. These coaxial cables we have seen in a cable TV network in our India. India, we use for cable TV network. Okay, and of course for passing a signal from one place to another places in different places we can also use. Even dish TV is also there. So in a by dish antenna is the signal when it is received, it is we can able to connect your dish antenna to your setup box. That is a coaxial cable we are using. Certain countries like US, Canada, and Australia type of fast forwarding countries, still there are using this coaxial cables for both broadband and as well as regular TV channels. Okay, so we are always separated. In India, every line is separate line. We don't mix the lines together. That's why we utilize anything in a with less cost, more efficient way. No confusion at all. Okay. Uh, so coaxial cable. Okay. The center of the cable is a copper conductor, which is actually transmit the signal, like it which is transmit your data. Then it is covered with some dielectric material or plastic material kind of stuff, and that one is covered with a copper mesh. and the copper mesh is covered with some plastic outer jacket kind of stuff. Okay, so then total it is a cable. What is the use of this copper mesh? Copper mesh is it observes the electromagnetic interference, EMI. If you are receiving a means you are receiving a signal to your mobile phone because of electromagnetic interference. Okay, so in the air, so lot of electromagnetic interferences are there, which is caused by lot of resources. So what happened with this EMI, electromagnetic interference, so that one certain signal will mix with your original signal. Okay, because of this electromagnetic interference, some signal, we don't know that signal also, it may mix with your original signal, then it will cause crosstalk. Crosstalk, what is crosstalk? Mixture of two or more signal together called a crosstalk. So we don't use this coaxial cables in integral network in a LAN communication or a WAN communication also, or high speed data transmission or low speed data transmission. So of course we are using a twisted pair cables. In twisted pair you have a UTP and STP. Twisted pair cables means unshielded twisted pair, shielded twisted pair cables are there. UTP cable or STP cable, unshielded and shielded twisted pair cables. Why twist? Guys, in a transmission lines, if you are from electrical background, electronics background, with the transmission lines kind of any subject is there, so then you may hear this word called attenuation. If you are not, or you didn't hear, you didn't remember, no problem, leave it. Okay. So twisted pairs, the number of twists increases, the attenuation decreases. What is this attenuation in a transmission line? When you are sending a signal, okay, there is certain kind of automatically like a certain lumped parameters, distributed parameters kind of stuff is there. So your signal become delay, signal shape will be changes, some loss of signal, signal strength will be reduced due to this attenuation. So what happened? Number of twists increases, attenuation decreases, the speed of data transmission increases. Speed of data transmission increases. Why shielding is here again? Same purpose, protect from electromagnetic interference to the original data. Okay, so EMI, electromagnetic interference, causes crosstalk, which makes the signal. Okay, so then your original signal will be disturbed. We use RJ45 connectors, sockets to connect this your cables and your Ethernet or fast Ethernet kind of stuff using this RJ45 connectivity. Okay, so again, the first one is unshielded twisted pair cable contains 8 wires, no shielding on it, and there is an outer jacket. Shielded twisted pair cable contains 8 wires inside, and there is a copper mesh which protects from electromagnetic interference, and it gives the strength to your cable also. Okay. What is these 8 wires? Actually, we call this one as a 4-pair cable. 4 pair means 8 wires. 4 pair. So there is a 4 colors are there, and there is a pairing color wires also there. So there is a blue wire, orange wire, green wire, brown wire is there. Their pairing wires color is white, blue, white, orange, white, green, and white, brown. What is this white, blue? It is not a mixture of white and blue. It's not a light blue. It is a white wire with a blue line on it. It is a white wire with a blue line on it. White, orange, white, green, white, brown, or same thing like that. There is a white wires with a color line on it. Okay, So total it is 8 wires. So what these 8 wires, okay, you are put it into this RJ45 connector from backside, and using this crimping tool, we crimp it. Then it is become a cable like this. This cable we call it as a LAN cable or patch cable. For example, you join an organization, you are working seriously. Someone asked, give me that patch cable, and you see, put a face like something you don't know. Okay, so now you can get understand what is a patch cable or a LAN cable. Guys, these are a different type of cables are there. In that one, different categories also there. Okay, so Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, Cat 6, Cat 5e, Cat 6, Cat 6a, Cat 7 kind of wires are there. Again, guys, this picture I have taken from Google. You have better to check these categories with their data rate means the speed of cable kind of stuff, connectivity speed. So better to check with the genuine websites like a Cisco websites, Cisco textbooks, prefer the Cisco textbooks, CompTIA N plus, or Microsoft textbooks. Better to check with it. If in case Microsoft is telling. Point is, Cat 1, of course, use it for a telephone connection. Cat 2, you can start using for a network communication. Cat 4 cable we are generally using for a 10 Mbps purpose because we have a Ethernet with a 10 Mbps that time. Okay, so it is a 16 Mbps. Up to that one, maybe it is a correct. Cat 5 is 100 Mbps. Of course, we are having a fast Ethernet. Then you should use a Cat 5. Almost all we are using a 1 Gbps connection. It means Cat 6. I have only doubt in Cat 5e and Cat 6. I don't know about remaining thing. Cat 5e is 500 to 600 Mbps. Means you have a fast Ethernet. You can use Cat 5 or Cat 5e also. You have 1 Gbps. Means Gigabit Ethernet kind of communication. Better to use Cat 6 cable because it's up to 1 Gbps. Okay. This is about your copper cables. So one is a coaxial cable. Of course, it will support a length also. But these twisted cables are 100 meters is a maximum range. Okay. Of course, the speed increases because of attenuation reduces because of number of twist increases. Different tools we use in a local LAN, these kind of cables, like a testing tool, make sure that both end of the plugs are connected properly and there is no problem inside this cable also by using this testing tool, and of course crimping tool to create a cable and connector is to connect like this. Of course there is some straight through crossover rollover cable. Now I'm not going with that. The last cable is fiber optical cable. So fiber optical cable, the cable is made up of glass, so it is not a metal. It is not a metal, not even a copper or aluminum or any other material it is. Of course, no metal, no electromagnetic interference. Your coaxial cable and your UTP, STP cables are a copper cables. There is a lot of possibility of electromagnetic interference to causes the crosstalk to your cable. But there is no electromagnetic interference to your fiber optical cable. Okay, so it is not a metal kind of stuff. The main transmission media is not a metal kind of stuff. Okay, next advantage of using a fiber optical cable is very long distance communication. Very long distance communication and very high speed data transmission. Very high speed data transmission. Means 10 Gbps, 20 Gbps, like that much of data transmission speed can achieve. Okay. The next one is we don't use this LAN, we don't use this fiber optic cable in a LAN communication. We don't use in the regular LAN communication. Fiber opticals are cheaper and as well as a cost in a different way of using. Guys, fiber opticals are actually used for internet. Of course, now we are having a Jio, Airtel are using a fiber optical connection from our home router to their ISP connectivity and ISP to other connectivities like other routers, other things. They're using a fiber optical, right? We thought nowadays we are using. But generally, entire global way of connectivity is there, which means this country to country, continent to continent, over the oceans, over the ocean kind of stuff. We use a fiber optical cables to for internet purpose. That is very long distance communication purpose of your fiber optical cable. So we are getting internet over the fiber optical cables like that connectivity only. Okay. Next one is we are not getting internet from satellite. Only maybe certain connectivities through the satellite may be there. Satellite phone, satellite data transmission may be there. Some places, some places. But original connectivity of internet is fiber optical cables only. Fiber optical cables only. Of course, the Starlink will come up in the future. Maybe in this life or next life we will get it. Definitely. This life only maximum. That is through satellites. Okay. So if it is succeeded, then everybody will get internet anytime, anywhere kind of stuff. Okay. No need to depend upon any cable kind of stuff. No guarantee in it. Okay. So satellite dependency, that is Starlink, as I remember. Yes, one more thing, guys. Fiber opticals are cheap. Someone gave me an idea, sir, why are you not using these fiber optical cables for your LAN communication? Why you purchase the copper cables? It is a costly. Of course, I want to purchase a fiber optical cable like this for my laptop having a wide connectivity with a RJ45 means that UTP, STP cables I can connect it. Okay, or maybe I will use Wi-Fi. If I want to transmit my data over the fiber optical cable, how to purchase a separate equipment. For example, I have 10 computers. 10 computers want to communicate using a fiber optical cable. Each computer I have to add this HBA, host bus adapter, means it's a fiber optical NIC. This is NIC, normal NIC, normal Ethernet for wire connectivity. This is fiber optical wire connectivity. Okay, you can look at this picture, right? It is selected whole picture, but that is NIC. And different type of cables. Again, I have to learn about the cable connectivity, the plug connectivity and all. And I have to purchase a fiber optical switches, right? Of course, for my basic LAN communications, it is very costly. But if in case a server side communication, Google servers are accessed by millions of server to server, server to outside communication, fiber optic. Data storage means in their data devices, they want to store a data or they will want to take the data. You want to send transmit a data from one server to another server, or server to storage devices to some other applications. They use a fiber optical cables inside. So fiber optical cables, not only internet, very long distance communication in a shorter way, the fiber optical cables, the shorter way fiber opticals, where the very high speed internet network speed is required, very high speed data transmission is required, there also we can use. And not for regular LAN communication. WAN communication, internet, and high-speed data transmission places, we use the fiber optical cable. Means that's cost versus utilization. So for my 10 Mbps this kind of speed, we don't require 10 Gbps, right? So that is our cables. Okay, guys, this is coaxial cable, twisted pair cable, UTP, STP, and twisted pair cable. The connectivity is RJ45 type of connectivity. Okay, so next is fiber optical cable. Use of fiber optical cables and the way that's advantages and disadvantages. Again, I'm getting hiccups. Okay, guys, up to here. We have a time, little bit time is there. Can spend on the device. I'm stopping.